Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back.
Yin just arrived in the classroom, her face beaming with a smile. She seemed to be in a good mood today. "Good morning," greeted the female teacher as she entered the classroom. "Good morning, ma'am. Yin, I need your help." At her seat, Yin bowed her head and rolled her eyes. One of the downsides of being famous was being well known to the teachers and often being asked to do this and that. However, she complied and approached the teacher's desk. "Yes, ma'am. This period, Science Class 2 has a free class because their teacher is on leave. So, I've decided to give a remedial quiz to the students in that class now because they missed the quiz yesterday. Please call Eugene, Minho, Minju, Yeji, and Jungkook." "Okay, ma'am. You all who missed last week's class and couldn't take the quiz, be prepared to join them today," the chemistry teacher announced. Yin walked lazily towards Science Class 2, which wasn't far from her class. As expected, it was a free class. Yin knocked on the door and entered. "Hey, Jungkook's girl is here. Hi, beautiful. What brings a princess to our class?" "Jungkook, your girl is here." Ever since Jungkook had claimed Yin as his girlfriend, the news spread quickly and was still a hot topic. Yin maintained a calm expression before speaking, still standing near the door. "Hi everyone. Today we have Ma'am Claire's lesson in my class and she said your class is free because the teacher is on leave." "Yes," shouted all the students, including Jungkook. "Those who already took the chemistry quiz can be happy, but for those who missed it yesterday, you're asked to come to my class." Eugene, Minho, Minju, Yeji, and Jungkook. "Ah damn," muttered Jungkook. "Come on, let's go to my class." "That's all, thanks everyone." Yin quickly left the now noisy classroom. A few seconds later, the sound of footsteps followed Yin as she walked. She then felt fingers interlace with hers and grip tightly. Yin turned and was surprised to see Jungkook's face. She tried to free her hand from his grip. "Let go. What's the problem?" Jungkook didn't let go and continued holding Yin's hand even tighter. "Why are you holding my hand? You're not my boyfriend or anything." Hearing Yin's words, Jungkook smirked slightly. "Oh, you're hinting that you want to be my girlfriend for real?" Yin's cheeks turned red again. "What are you talking about?" Jungkook still didn't want to let go of her hand. "Just let it be like this. How can you retake the quiz? Did you skip class yesterday?" Yin asked, squinting at Jungkook, who just smiled and looked away. "You shouldn't skip classes often, or I'll report you to your mother." Jungkook just smiled thinly before finally releasing his grip and gently caressing Yin's head. After that, they went straight into Yin's class, Science Class 1, together with Eugene, Minho, Minju, and Yeji, who had secretly been watching them from behind all along. Later that night, it was already 8:30 in the evening, and the girl who had been living in Jungkook's apartment for a month still hadn't returned. Jungkook had tried calling Yin multiple times, but her phone had been off since earlier and still wasn't reachable. Earlier that day, Yin had asked to hang out with her two friends after school, and Jungkook had allowed her to. Yin hadn't mentioned where she was going. After getting permission from him, Yin immediately left Jungkook's car and ran happily toward her two friends, who were waiting not far from where Jungkook had parked. Now, Jungkook regretted letting her go. He rubbed his face roughly and occasionally ruffled his hair in frustration. Even if Jungkook tried to look for her, he wouldn't know where to start. Seoul was vast. Where could Yin be? Jungkook muttered in frustration, while continuously trying to call her. At 9:05, the apartment door opened. Jungkook immediately went to the door and was shocked to see Yin's appearance. "Jungkook," Yin whimpered, stepping slowly towards him. "I just fell down." She pointed to the wounds on her knees and calves. "It's bleeding. It hurts." Yin continued to grimace and whine. Jungkook was stunned to see Yin returning in such a state. He finally approached, took her bag, and guided her to the sofa. "Carry me, Jungkook." Yin stretched out her arms with a pouty face. "I'm tired. Tired from playing. Tired from walking from the front to the lift while holding the pain. And then after getting up, I had to walk to the apartment unit. Carry me, please. Carry me." Yin continued to stretch out her arms to him. Without protesting, Jungkook carefully picked up her. It was the first time he lifted Yin, and she was surprisingly light. "I went to the mall with Yuju and Mina," Yin said, sniffling and watching Jungkook take off her shoes and socks. Yin was now on the sofa. "We walked around, played, ate. I told them not to come home late, or I'd get scolded by you. But they just laughed and called me spoiled." Her eyes followed Jungkook's movements, from placing her shoes on the rack, to getting a small cloth and water, and also the first aid kit. Then Yuju suggested we get ice cream at Baskin. Who would refuse Baskin ice cream? Jungkook. Yin raised her voice because Jungkook was still in the kitchen. A moment later, Jungkook came closer and knelt in front of her with various items he had brought. Don't scold me, okay? I lost track of time and panicked when I realized it was already 8 o'clock. I hurried home with Mina and Yuju. Ugh, be gentle, Jungkook. Yin winced in pain, and her hand blocked her knee wound, which Jungkook was cleaning. I'm being gentle, Yin, Jungkook said softly, sighing. Bear with it a little, so the wound doesn't get infected. Yin finally nodded, allowing him to clean and treat her wounds. When we got downstairs, I waved goodbye to them. Then when I turned around, I stepped on my own shoelace and fell. It was so painful to walk, and my phone was dead, so I couldn't call you. Jungkook remained silent, focusing on treating her calf. Yin's skin was really soft and smooth, and it was a shame it was now marked with wounds. Jungkook, don't be mad at me. I'm not mad. Liar. Really, I'm not mad at you. Because you're silent, you must be. Yin. Jungkook interrupted her. He had finished treating all of her wounds. Now he sat beside Yin and suddenly hugged her. I was really worried, afraid something happened to you, Jungkook whispered. Don't do this again, okay, Yin? Jungkook's voice was so gentle and low. Yin couldn't say anything. Her body was still stiff and her cheeks were blushing deeply in his embrace. One of his hands began to rub her back for a few seconds. Promise me, Park Yin, don't do this again. At this moment, Yin could only nod weakly. Her body felt weak in his embrace. Her heart was pounding, and she could feel butterflies fluttering in her stomach. Faintly, Yin heard the sound of heavy rain accompanied by thunder. She stretched her body before trying to open her eyes to check the time. However, all she saw was darkness. Yin's heart raced as she realized her room was completely dark. She never turned off the lights before sleeping. Her body trembled. She quickly got out of bed and ran towards the door. Unfortunately, she bumped into the door because she couldn't see anything. Yin hurriedly opened her bedroom door. Mom, Yin shouted in panic when she realized that not only her bedroom, but the entire house was in darkness. Wearing only a tank top and shorts, Yin walked slowly, tears streaming down her face. After just 3 steps, she gave up, crouched down and cried loudly. Dad, brother. Now Yin was crying so hard that she was sobbing. The sound of footsteps and a flashlight's beam directed towards her. Yin? Hearing that voice, Yin immediately remembered that she was at Jungkook's apartment. She looked up and hugged him tightly. She could feel that Jungkook was shirtless, but she didn't care. Hey, what's wrong? Jungkook gently stroked her back. Jungkook. Yin didn't answer. She just continued sobbing in his embrace. Shh, it's okay. Jungkook tried to comfort her before finally carrying her to his bedroom. Jungkook felt Yin's heavy breathing. Her sobs still hadn't stopped and her body was trembling. He was very curious about what had happened to the girl in his arms. Jungkook climbed onto the bed and laid Yin down. When he tried to move away, Yin didn't release her hold on him. I'm right here, Yin, Jungkook said while stroking her arm. Here, hold the flashlight. Slowly, Jungkook guided Yin's right hand to hold the flashlight and held her left hand. Then he lay down beside her. But Yin was still crying and seemed uneasy, making Jungkook feel sympathetic. He turned to face Yin, took the flashlight and placed it above their heads. Come here. Finally, Yin hugged Jungkook tightly. I'm scared. I want my mom. Yin was still sobbing. Jungkook's left hand hugged her back. I'm here. Don't be scared. But I want my mom. Your mom isn't here. Now close your eyes and sleep. Jungkook slipped his right hand under her neck and pulled her closer. Why is it so dark, Jungkook? There was a power outage since midnight. I'm afraid of the dark. Yin's voice trembled, but sounded more like she was whining. Shh, I'm here. Just close your eyes and sleep. And when you wake up, the lights will be back on. But usually my mom pats me. Jungkook started patting her back gently. Does your wound still hurt? Jungkook asked. It stings, but I'm more afraid of the dark than worrying about my wound. After that, silence filled the room. Both Yin and Jungkook enjoyed their embrace. She felt much better than before. Do you want to sleep here? Is it okay? Yes, it's okay. Many thanks, Jungkook. Sure, anytime. Yin tightened her hug around him and decided to sleep in Jungkook's bedroom that night. A few hours later, it was now 5 a.m. Jungkook woke up first and turned to his right, where Yin was still sleeping. The main light in the bedroom was still off, but the night lamp on the bedside table was on. Jungkook didn't remember what time he fell asleep. After a long silence last night and ensuring Yin was asleep, he finally went to sleep. He observed her peaceful face. Her eyes were swollen, there were tear stains on her cheeks, and her hair was messy. Jungkook realized that Yin was afraid or even phobic of the dark, considering her reaction during the power outage. Slowly, he wanted to get out of bed, but seeing Yin's slight movement, he stopped. Yin's eyes blinked slowly before finally opening. Her body looked tense. Jungkook immediately turned on the main light. Once it was bright, Yin sighed in relief. What time is it? Yin asked in a hoarse voice. A little past 5. Jungkook noticed Yin's still sleepy face. He then noticed a bruise on her forehead. It's still very early. Ugh, that hurts, Jungkook. Yin swatted away his hand that had pressed on her bruise. I thought it didn't hurt. Is that from hitting the door last night? The sound was really loud. No wonder it bruised. Yeah, I bumped into the door last night because I was so panicked. Well, go back to sleep, Jungkook said, before getting out of bed. Aren't you going back to sleep? Yin asked, seeing Jungkook preparing to get up. No, I'm going to take a shower. Showering at this hour? It's still so early, Jungkook. Yin's eyes followed Jungkook as he was about to charge his phone. Yeah, because something else was up all night besides us, Jungkook mumbled casually. Yin was startled and glanced over, realizing she could clearly see it. Feeling awkward, Yin could only clear her throat, while Jungkook chuckled at her reaction. Or do you want to help me so it can throw up? It can only sleep again after throwing up. Jungkook. Yin pulled the blanket over her entire body. This is your fault. Do you always sleep without a bra? Hearing Jungkook's question, Yin blushed even more. That's because I always sleep alone, so I never wear one. Alright, just go back to sleep. I'll wake you up at 6. After saying that, Jungkook went into the bathroom in his room. Yin tried to go back to sleep. However, as she closed her eyes, she kept thinking about what she had just seen. She opened her eyes again in frustration. Mom, my eyes are no longer innocent, she said sadly. This time, Yin forced herself to close her eyes, but a few minutes later, she heard the noise coming from Jungkook in the bathroom. Hearing that noise made Yin's cheeks feel hot and her heart started to race. Yin struggled to swallow and tried to ignore the disturbing sound. Oh, my, how am I supposed to sleep like this? The sound wasn't too clear, but it was enough to be heard. Unconsciously, Yin's ears focused more on the noise. Her body felt strange, so she took a pillow to cover her ears, and after a few minutes, she finally fell asleep. 1 hour later, Yin felt a touch on her face. Jungkook was waking her up. Yin's eyes slowly opened and she saw Jungkook sitting beside her in his neatly dressed school uniform, with a fragrance that pleased her sense of smell. Wake up, I'll prepare breakfast for us. Jungkook's voice was gentle, with a smiling face. Even though she had just woken up, the man in front of her made her blush again. Finally, Yin got up and prepared to go to school. It was now school break time, and Yin, Mina and Yuju excitedly headed to the canteen. But after just a few steps inside, her gaze was fixed on one spot. Ugh, what a flirt, Yin muttered, trembling. In the corner of the canteen, Yin saw Jungkook laughing while occasionally ruffling the hair of the girl next to him. Yin knew the girl. She was a junior who was quite famous for her beauty and popularity. Hey, why are you just standing there? Move, people want to pass, Mina said. Instead of stepping inside, Yin turned and walked out. Yuju and Mina watched Yin leave in confusion. What's up with Yin? Should we follow her? Mina asked, worried about Yin's departure. Let's eat first. I'm starving. We can catch up with her later and bring her some food. Meanwhile, Yin, with a gloomy face, quickly walked to her classroom. She cried into her folded arms. Ugh, damn it. He made me fall in love, and now he's getting close to another girl. Yin muttered to herself. Mom, why does it hurt so much? I'm so upset, Mom. Yin clenched her fists and lightly punched the table. Fortunately, she was alone in the classroom. Soon after, Yin heard the sound of a chair creaking beside her. She sensed someone was near. The person placed something on her desk. Hey, why didn't you go to the canteen? Upon hearing that voice, Yin cried even harder and continued hitting the table. Yin, why are you crying? Mom, there's a jerk here. Innocently, Jungkook looked around. There's no jerk here, Yin. Are you hallucinating? Yin stayed silent and kept crying. Her mood was terrible because it was her first day of menstruation. Jungkook sighed. He gently pulled Yin's arm and tried to lift her head. When Yin finally showed her face, Jungkook tucked her hair behind her ear. Go away, Yin snapped, making Jungkook raise his eyebrows in surprise. Jungkook wanted to wipe her tears, but Yin moved away. Yin, tell me, what's wrong? Jungkook folded his arms on Yin's desk, focusing his eyes on the still crying girl. Jungkook was now sitting to Yin's left. Did I do something wrong? Jungkook asked again, but Yin didn't answer. Jungkook moved a chair to be beside Yin, then forcibly turned Yin's chair, causing her to yelp softly. Now they were sitting face to face, with Yin avoiding eye contact. Jungkook pulled Yin's chair closer to him, placing Yin's legs between his. I don't know what I did wrong. Jungkook reached for Yin's hands. Alright, if I did something wrong, I'm sorry. Stop crying. Now eat. Jungkook easily turned Yin's chair back. Jungkook's tone had been gentle and soft all along. It almost sounded like he was talking to a child crying over a lost balloon. The thing that had been placed on her desk was her favorite food from the canteen, a bottle of mineral water and a box of strawberry milk. It's your favorite from the canteen, right? Jungkook glanced at Yin briefly before wiping the spoon with a tissue. Slowly, Yin tucked her hair behind her ear before taking the spoon Jungkook had wiped. She started eating the food Jungkook had bought for her. Don't stare, Yin murmured, noticing Jungkook's intense gaze. Jungkook chuckled. Why not? Your face after crying is cute, all red and puffy. Jungkook propped his head on his left hand. It's rude to watch someone eat. You don't know if it makes them uncomfortable or what. When someone eats while being stared at, it ruins their appetite, you know? It makes them feel not free to eat, Yin said, annoyed, but in a low voice. Jungkook only hummed without averting his gaze. A small smile appeared on his lips. Jungkook, it makes me uncomfortable when you keep staring. Yin then quickly took another bite of her food. Uncomfortable or? Jungkook deliberately left his sentence hanging. He reached for the end of Yin's hair and twirled it around his index finger. Or flustered, he continued. Yin gripped her spoon tightly. Her heart rate increased, and she became a bit unfocused. Meanwhile, Jungkook stood up and leaned down. He calmly kissed Yin's cheek near her ear. Eat a lot. Jungkook's large hand briefly patted Yin's head. Then Jungkook left the classroom, leaving Yin with blushing cheeks and ears. Meanwhile, as Jungkook left Yin's classroom, he frowned upon seeing Yin's classmates gathered at the window. He just shrugged and headed to his own class. Did you see that? Yin got kissed, one of Yin's classmates whispered. He even brought her food. Usually, girls bring food for guys, but this time it's Jungkook bringing food for Yin. It seems like they're really dating. They always go to and from school together. Turns out Jungkook likes girls as pretty as Yin. No wonder he rejected all the other girls who confessed to him. The next day, Yin was annoyed again. The girl she saw with Jungkook in the canteen earlier was named Minji. Now Yin huffed in irritation as she saw Jungkook laughing with Minji once more. And again. What the heck? Why was Minji's hand on Jungkook's arm? Suddenly, Jungkook looked her way, and Yin quickly fled from there. Why did you run away from me earlier? Yin gasped when she heard someone whisper in her ear. She was currently standing alone, looking at the field. Jungkook, why did you suddenly whisper like that, and so close to my ear? Now I'm asking, what were you doing there? Hiding and all. What are you talking about? Who was hiding? Yin cursed herself for sounding so stupid. Okay, I was planning to buy you a half-gallon of strawberry cheesecake, but forget it. I saw you with Minji, Yin suddenly shouted, surprising not only Jungkook but also the students around them. Realizing her outburst, Jungkook immediately laughed. He ruffled Yin's hair affectionately. You're so predictable, Yin. Just a little push and you tell the truth. After school, let's go to Baskin-Robbins. For now, go to class. After patting Yin's head twice, Jungkook walked to his class, not caring about the commotion among the other students he left behind. Yin covered her face with both hands as she heard teasing calls from other students. Finally, she ran to her classroom. What's wrong? Jungkook asked Yin while sitting next to her. Yin glanced at him briefly, then shifted her gaze to the ice cream on her lap, which Jungkook had bought and taken away. What was on Yin's mind was Jungkook's closeness to other girls lately. It really bothered her. At that moment, Yin, wearing thigh-length shorts and a baby pink tank top, didn't answer Jungkook's question. She took a spoonful of ice cream and put it in her mouth. What's wrong? Why have you been so quiet? Jungkook asked again, before taking Yin's ice cream spoon and eating a spoonful. Hey, that's my spoon. It's fine, an indirect kiss. The real kiss will come later, Jungkook said with a mischievous smile. Yin glared at him. After that, they both fell silent and focused on the movie on TV. Actually, only Yin was focused on the movie, while Jungkook was focused on her. Yin didn't realize that Jungkook was getting closer to her. She only became aware when his palm lightly touched her knee. Her breath caught when Jungkook tucked her hair behind her ear and kissed her neck. Occasionally, Jungkook used his nose. Yin froze. Yin. Her stomach felt ticklish, hearing his deep voice now sounding like a whisper. Don't be mad at me anymore. Her heart pounded, waiting for the rest of the sentence. His lips returned to kissing her neck and his nose sniffed around like a cat searching for fish. The girl I like is only you. But you're close with Minji. Minji is my cousin. If you still don't believe me, we can go to her house. No need, I trust you. Yin finally felt relieved. I've been close to her lately because Minji is trying to get close to Minju. Being close to me is her way to be around Minju. She plans to confess her feelings to him soon. Yin smiled slightly. So, when you were sitting together earlier, Minji was asking me about Minju's favorite cake. Minju likes cheesecake, and Minji plans to make a cake for him. So, what is our relationship now? Yin asked Jungkook hesitantly. Of course, you're my girlfriend, Jungkook replied calmly, making Yin hiss in annoyance. You're too confident. Of course, our parents let us live together. How could I not be confident? Besides, everyone at school already thinks we're dating. That's because you claimed I was your girlfriend. And now we are really dating. Won't you accept my love? I know you like me too. Okay, I'll accept you as my boyfriend. Jungkook was delighted to hear what Yin said. He immediately hugged Yin and kissed her forehead. I love you, Yin. Love you too, Jungkook.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all.